Welcome back, everyone. Now, although it is ideal to use classes instead of inline styles, we do end up using them under some circumstances. So in this video, let's learn how to bind inline styles in Vue. Now, there are two ways to bind to the style attribute: the object syntax and the array syntax. Let's take a look at the object syntax first. Now, as the name suggests, with the object syntax, we bind the style attribute with a JavaScript object. So let's say we have an h2 tag with the text inline style, and we need to bind a color to this element. For that, let's declare a data property and assign a color value. Highlight color, and let this be orange. Now, to bind this color, we can use the vbind directive. So vbind, and now the attribute is the style attribute, and the value assigned is a JavaScript object. This object will have key value pairs. The key will be the CSS property, and the value will be the data property we have declared. So color is going to be set to highlight color. If you now save the file and take a look at the browser, you can see that the heading is in orange. If I inspect, you can see the color orange applied as an inline style on this HTML element. Now let's add one more property, but this time the font size. So in the data object, I'm going to create another property called header size and set it to 50. Let's add this to our style object. Now there is one minor detail to make note of. Since the font size property is not a single word, you need to wrap it with quotes. So font hyphen size in quotes. The value is header size. Since this is a number, we need to append the pixel string. So this calculates 50 pixels as the font size. If we now go back to the browser, you can see the new font size is also applied. Font size of 50 pixels. When dealing with these types of hyphenated styles, also known as kebab cased styles, Vue also allows you to specify the style in camel case. So you could, if you wanted to, have font size camel cased. So S with an uppercase. Take a look at the browser, and the output is unaffected. Also, keep in mind you can specify static values as well. For example, if you know for a fact this element must have a padding of 20 pixels, you can just add it directly. Padding 20 pixels. Not all values have to be dynamic. So if you now go back to the browser, inspect the element, you can see all the styles are applied. Now, binding styles this way works just fine. But as the number of properties increases, the template becomes cluttered. For a cleaner template, Vue allows us to directly bind a style object. Let's take a look at an example. In the data property, we create another key value pair. Let's call this header style object. And the value will be an object which contains CSS properties as key value pairs. Let's recreate the same h2 element so that you can compare the two approaches and see how clean the template looks with the style object approach. So within the header style object, color is going to be orange, font size is going to be 50 pixels, and padding is going to be 20 pixels. In the template, we can now have an h2 tag. The text is going to be style object, and we bind to the style attribute the newly created style object property. Take a look at the browser, and you can see the new heading tag. If I inspect the element, you can see the same inline styles are being applied. If you go back to the code, you can clearly see that the second HTML element is much easier to read than the first. My advice would be, if you have a single inline property, go with the first approach. But if you have multiple inline style properties, definitely go with the style object approach. So this is the object syntax for applying inline styles to HTML elements. Next, let's take a look at the array syntax. The array syntax for the style attribute allows you to apply multiple style objects to the same element. Let's understand with an example. Let me copy-paste 2 style objects to save us some time. So after the header style property, I'm going to paste 2 more objects. The first one is base style object, which has font size and padding. The second one is success style object, which has a color, a background color, and a border. Let's create a div tag and add both these styles using the array syntax. So div tag, the text is going to be success style, and we bind to the style attribute, and the value is going to be an array with the 2 style objects we have just created. Base style object and success style object. Let's save the file and take a look at the browser. You can see the div element at the bottom. If we inspect the element, we can see the styles from both the style objects being applied. A point to make note of with array syntax is that the styles written in the last style object overrides the previous style object. So back in VS Code, if we add a padding of 20 pixels in the success style object, save and head to the browser, inspect the element, you can see that the padding is now 20 pixels. So the last style object gets priority when there are conflicting styles. And just to improve on the example, let's add another style object. I'm going to call this danger style object, where the color is dark red, and we also have a background and a border. We can now bind this as well to a div tag. I'm going to make a copy, change success style to danger style. Base style object remains the same, but success style object is now danger style object. If we save the file and take a look at the browser, you should be able to see the new div tag. And if we take a look at the code, it is kind of evident that we are able to reuse the code. And the fact that Vue allows even inline styles to be reusable and at the same time carry some semantic meaning is really cool. Well, that is about binding inline styles to your template. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you guys in the next video.